assessment tour of Greater Mpigi. Robert Onyango has more details.
Namubiru Rashida is a resident of Kasaka Town Council in Gomba district. In 2023 September, Namubiru is among the millions of Ugandans who received the funds as a surprise, only to realize it was a blessing.
Receiving 1 million kusimu yange. That our message in Eja, you have received 1 million from Gombe's PDM Sacco.
As of today, the government parish development model seeds of 1 million has been a life changer to Rashida's family. Having started low with goats, Rashida has turned the president's 4-acre model challenge into a 1-acre.
Banana plantation.
Currently, she is witnessing a remarkable change in a period of just 2 years.
Kubanga kati obulamu bwange bwakyuka ekizibu eky'emitwalo 10 tekikyantwala wa muliro anati mpola ye 10 no sobola kyesolovingira
kati ekisooka emmere tetwayina
ne kufuudu security
kati tuyina
tenga Rashida banyongedde ekisanyi tewaliwo ekitugaana okwongera mu ssente ogamba nti ogamba nti ekikumi zitulwisaawo katusindike bibiri bulumuluka. So amaka gonna gagenda kwenyigira mu kugoba obwavu. So n'olwekyo temukkiriza muntu yenna okuzanyira ku programu eno.
Another parish development model beneficiary is Namutebi Deborah in Gomba district, and she is doing poultry.
Wenfuna akakadde kangaako nakafunanga kalamba twaguza batuwagundi ne tugulawo akawunti ne batuterako obukadde bwaffe akakadde kafaako kakadde kamu kwaguza enkoko amagoba gambi yali agenda mu microfinance n'atagenda olw'akakadde.
Having started from grass in 2023, Deborah, a resident of Lusenke in Kanoni Town Council, Gomba district, is also very thankful to government of Uganda for this transformation.
Abaana bayagalanga nnyo somera mu bisulo naye ng'ensawo temuli kantu. Taata bwe watulowoozaako n'otuwa akakadde kaffe kati abaana basomera mu bisulo ku kakadde kaffe akamu ke watu.
The duo are part of the hundreds of PDM beneficiaries whom the president is in Greater Mpigi to profile their success journeys.
Basinga boyiseekeyo ku makubo abakyala n'abavubuka bakwebazizza lwe wajja ku mukolo gwa kisa kya Mukama. Abakyala baguliko n'obawa obukadde miliyoni 10 n'abavubuka n'obawa embuzi n'obawa piki n'ebirala bingi taata beebazizza bwe.
Sisobola okukkiriza ekigambo ky'abaavu nti babeerewo. Abamu mwe bajja okumpita omukomunisiti mutabona wakawuta afuuse mukomunisiti kubanga agamba nti abantu bonna basobola kwenkana songa engeri gye yatondebwamu waliwo abaavu waliwo abagaga kirina okubeerawo nze ekyo nenkiwakanya kati nze buli wembeera saagala kuliranya n'abaavu.
In Greater Mpigi, the president is accompanied by key government officials, including the State House Controller, Jane Wareche.
We have started this program with 10 people in a parish. This financial year, we've announced another 1.5 trillion, which we are going to give. So I want to ask them to repay this money when the time comes for them to repay, so that the generation that is after them is able to get this money.
I salute the people of Greater Mpigi for waking up from sleep and for joining the call by His Excellency the President on the path to wealth creation.
Museveni will spend 3 days in the Greater Mpigi region. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Our Prime Minister Robin Nabbanja has commended the work so far done by the Chinese ICT company Huawei Technologies in extending ICT services across the country. Nabanja said Huawei's establishment of the national backbone infrastructure in Uganda has enabled Ugandans to connect with the global world. The Prime Minister was meeting the Director of Business Environment Huawei Technologies in China, Vincent Wen Shixin, to discuss possibilities of extending more services in the areas of education, health, smart mining and safe transport, among others.
Huawei Technologies, with a current turnover of over $40 billion, employs over 170,000 staff worldwide, operating in 170 countries including Uganda. In Uganda, Huawei Technologies has been instrumental in establishing the fiber cable network under the National Backbone Infrastructure Project, enabling Ugandans to access the internet.
On behalf of government and the President of the Republic of Uganda, we are here for a mission in China. We want to see that we strengthen our collaboration with government of China and you, the company, that has been a link between us and China. The whole world is going digital. So we want to thank you for the journey we have moved together in ICT connection.
Indeed, it is a mission for the Prime Minister Rhoda Ngonzi to visit China, where the headquarters of Huawei Technologies is based in the city of Shenzhen, to seek for more new technology solutions.
Huawei as the bridge of Uganda and China, so we would like to contribute our social value. At the same time, we want to do the more contribution continuously in future. So we would like to express our appreciation to the Right Honorable, to the Minister.
What you see is actually a platform. But what is unique about this platform is you see city information, land information, traffic information, GDP information, population information.
A team from Uganda, led by Trade Minister Francis Mwebesa, Foreign Affairs Minister General J. Jotong, visited the headquarters of Huawei Technologies for a fact-finding mission to witness on some of the new technologies the company has developed, which could be of good help for the country like Uganda.
This is what we have been discussing with Minister Chris, the concept of trying to bring data in Uganda together into a unified national cloud. In Uganda, I've spoken to the President about this before.
As a government, we are fully committed to creating and maintaining productive investment that enables investors like Huawei to flourish. Our policies are aimed at encouraging technology transfer, innovation, and inclusive growth.
One of the technologies is the e-learning technology.
Then as a teacher is teaching, right, everybody can actually watch the digital boards. What it also means is that someone that is at home can actually also access the system and watch the live video of the class going on. We did this project in Zambia. In the villages, we put the board at the connectivity. The students in the villages, in one village in Zambia right now, our POC, they can go to the village classroom and attend lesson as the lesson is being taught.
Fauzia may tell you, if you have not, there is a greater competition amongst the politicians in Uganda for the Huawei van to visit their place. It is not for nothing. It's because they've seen the value of that van in opening the minds, particularly of our rural children, to the possibilities and the advantages of ICT.
Huawei is currently establishing a model village in Butareja district for rural schools to access learning materials through a digital system, to be able to move at the same education level with the first-class schools in Kampala.
Your involvement in the smart education project and establishment of public safety work has significantly enhanced the quality and efficiency of public service.
According to the company, they will later establish 170 similar centers across the country. The company has also developed a digital health monitoring system the government of Uganda is seeking to adopt.
Since agriculture is the backbone of our economy, we are able to provide the farmer with the tools and the knowledge to be able to produce better.
Earlier, the government of Uganda contracted Huawei Technologies to set up CCTV cameras along all the major roads in the country.
Many of our cities became safer cities with the establishment of the CCTV network.
Everything the camera captures, there will be violations, and then the driver will get the violations itself.
The team also visited a library at the institute established by the company to train employees and carry out research on ICT technologies.
It is a very unique feature, but also very enriching in the sense that it contains over 100,000 books. So when I saw the structures in architecture in Uganda, like the Mityana Church, the Uganda National Theatre, I was not surprised. I was pleasantly excited that they are part of the collection of this library.
Now, the Electoral Commission has urged all candidates participating in the special interest groups elections at village, parish, sub-county levels and district to maintain peace and avoid language that sows hatred. The spokesperson, Electoral Commission, Julius Muchunguzi, said the elections of older persons committees and village level have started smoothly, with most candidates going through unopposed.
Electoral Commission has started conducting elections on the 2025-26 general election roadmap. The first election is for the older persons committees at village level, which has been conducted.
And we have over 71,000 villages spread across the country. Elections are taking place. We are receiving reports that the exercise has started very well. We're also receiving reports that in some places, these committees have come out unopposed, that those who sought nomination came out unopposed, and therefore there will not be any elections for that matter in some of them. Upon all those participating, to make sure that they do not use the language that sows hatred. Number 5, we call upon all those that are involved to make sure that they don't misuse technology, social media and other digital platforms. We call upon all those that are participating in these elections to take them as means of electing leaders and not battlegrounds for war.
The spokesperson EC Julius Muchunguzi says elections for special interest groups are catered for in the 1995 Constitution, which provides for affirmative action for these categories.
Of the 1995 Constitution particularly paid special attention to these special groups because of their historical disadvantage and other characteristics that made them get isolated and left behind in the development trajectory and in the governance of the country. And as such, the Constitution provided for them to have affirmative action not only in development but also in governance and in elections.
The person eligible to vote in the election is the older person above 60 years and is registered in both the National Voters Register and the Older Persons Register at village level.
Who are willing constitute what we call the village council. And within that village council, the council sits, all of them, and they elect amongst themselves the 5. When you go to the parish, the 5 that have come from the various villages will constitute themselves into the parish council, and amongst themselves will elect the 5. And the process goes on going upwards until the national level.
Muchunguzi explains that this election is being conducted under the multi-party dispensation.
They are guided by the multi-party political system, and the candidates that have offered themselves have come as sponsored by political parties, or they have also come as independents. That is provided for, and people are at liberty to come as independents or to come under political parties. But what is very critical in these elections is that once you get elected under a political party ticket at the village level, you must maintain that political party affiliation up to the end.
This election will be followed by that of the persons with disability on 17th June, then that of the youth on 19th June. These elections are at village level, parish, sub-county, town and municipal division, municipality and city divisions, and district level. I'm Nafka Farida, reporting.
And with that, we'll take a quick break. When we return, more details.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hi, Mango Senior School. We are here to reward one of our winners that paid school fees with Momo, and they got themselves school fees for a whole year.
The winner is my little sister. We loaded the money on my line. We did a payment. So basically that's the story behind as to why it's me and then mom. It's such a relief for any parent, because you imagine sitting at the back and knowing the child is going to do school for a full year. You're not worried about anything whatsoever. So I'm excited. Thank you, MTN.
This is continuous, so please, I call upon everyone to continue paying school fees with Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash and pay school fees with Momo and stand a chance to win school fees for a whole year.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
You got us on your wallet. Bobby, again! What's this drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders. June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals. Youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders.
No!
F1B! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
I got to learn about the Powerball through the website www.nationallottery.go.ug. Played Powerball tickets worth 5,000, used an option of Quick Pick, and that's how I was able to be the lucky one to win 35 million. I checked my tickets online and I found out that I had winning numbers. The feeling was incredible and full of excitement. I would advise everyone who is 18 and above that whatever you're seeing here exemplifies reality. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Uganda National Lottery for bringing us this opportunity to win millions.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hi, Mango Senior School. We are here to reward one of our winners that paid school fees with Momo, and they got themselves school fees for a whole year.
The winner is my little sister. We loaded the money on my line. We did a payment. So basically that's the story behind as to why it's me and then mom. It's such a relief for any parent, because you imagine sitting at the back and knowing the child is going to do school for a full year. You're not worried about anything whatsoever. So I'm excited. Thank you, MTN.
This is continuous, so please, I call upon everyone to continue paying school fees with Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash and pay school fees with Momo and stand a chance to win school fees for a whole year.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the 1st floor.
In the neighborhood, near stagnant water and mosquito breeding sites, malaria lurks, always waiting to strike. But fear not, for here comes Mr. Vaxa, the ultimate protector against malaria. For years, malaria has been one of the biggest threats to children under 5, making them weak and even putting their lives at risk. But now, the government is introducing a new solution, the malaria vaccine. The malaria vaccine is now in the routine immunization schedule. The malaria vaccine is administered in 4 doses at 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, and 18 months. This vaccine will provide extra protection against severe malaria. And don't forget, routine immunization protects children from many deadly diseases. Every vaccine matters. Visit the nearest health facility for routine immunization services today. Mr. Vaxa, the malaria vaccine, is free, safe, and ready to protect our children. Will you join the fight and complete all 4 doses? For more information, call the Ministry of Health on 0800 100 066. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Aye.
And now in business, let's watch the Commissioner URA answer some of your queries in Buza, Commissioner.
I am called Apai Fiona. A lot of people know me as Diena Kakua because I am proud of where I come from. I am a journalist who has ventured into business and farming. I own a boutique in Arua town, and also I direct Nyolani Investments Limited. First of all, what is the formula? I mean the formula for assessing small-scale businesses for domestic taxes, because we are getting taxed so highly, So if I was given that chance, at what times we feel someone is over-assessed. And when they're in the field, you try to explain to them the business that you do, that you don't earn that. It is hard for them to believe what they assess is what you're taxed on. But they are not on ground for the reality of how the business is run, of how the profits, what profits actually you get, because literally everything is taxed.
Welcome to this week's session. And the question we have today is from Ms. Apea Fiona, who is a journalist and a business lady from Arua City. Thank you, Fiona, for this question. May I take this opportunity to remind you, our dear listeners, that in the previous weeks, we discussed about the two broad categories of tax. Domestic taxes have both direct taxes. Those are taxes borne by the companies directly, and they have indirect taxes, which are borne by the final consumer, but they are collected and accounted for by the businesses. So when you look at them, you may think there are so many taxes, but actually businesses pay mainly one direct tax, which is income tax. And for the small scale businesses, this income tax has even been further simplified to cater for both businesses that keep records and those that don't keep records. And it is called presumptive tax.
Buza Commissioner.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our taxpayers who have embraced this program of Buza Commissioner and have actively participated by way of sending their questions and their videos and listening and following the answers that we give. As Uganda Revenue Authority, we appreciate your participation, and we strongly believe that it will only be through such constructive engagement that we'll be able to broaden our tax base and build our country together. At the same time, I would like to thank all those taxpayers who have diligently paid their taxes since the beginning of this financial year. As you all know, we are in the last month of the financial year 2024-25. This month of June is the month when we receive all the payments for income tax, and I would like to take this opportunity to encourage all our taxpayers to take advantage of the remaining less than 10 days now to file their returns and pay their income tax on time. This is the only sure way we can develop our country, Uganda. So all of you who are already on our tax registers, even those who have not been there but are ready to join, do not miss the opportunity of adding your tafari to the development of your country. So you can register online, you can pay online, you can approach any of our offices and ask, how can I contribute? Pay your presumptive tax for the small businesses, pay your rental income tax for those with rental properties, and the experience of paying your tax has been simplified. By just going on your phone and pressing *285#, you'll be given a menu where you can pay your presumptive tax. You don't have to file any return. The example I showed you earlier of the bands, estimate the band of turnover where you fall and pay your 80,000, pay your 200,000 or 900,000, depending on which band you fall in, and then you have done your civic duty and your noble responsibility of building your country by paying your tax. So I thank you all. I wish you a successful end of your financial years. May your businesses continue to grow. May you continue to support the development of your country by paying your fair share of tax. I thank you all, and may God bless you.
Buza Kamis.
Right, and that does it for News Tonight for now. We do return at 10 o'clock with more details. I'm Rhoda Ngonzi and Elizabeth Nakakoni on Sign Language. Good evening.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Honorable Robina Nabanja, invites the general public to her Thanksgiving ceremony to honor God for the gift of life and leadership. At the same event, we shall thank His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for his visionary leadership and mentorship. This function will take place on 21st June 2025 at Mpasana Town Council Playground, Kakumiro District, starting with Mass at 10 a.m. The chief guest will be His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Your presence will be greatly appreciated.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Of UBC, I also want to thank government for creating this space for us to come and explain what government does in our dockets.
All right, Honorable, let's start with the policy and legislation. What are the government's current priorities in disability policy, and how do they reflect the lived experiences of disabled persons?
Yeah, I want to start by recognizing that in 1995, when the Constitution was formed, people with disabilities were recognized right from the Constitution, and in the Constitution under Article 32 and 35, where we have been given affirmative action. So government, when it put in the Constitution, recognized that people with disabilities are human beings like any other person in Uganda. So we were recognized at that point that we started from the point of mobilizing people with disabilities. And in that mobilization, we were able to get into the political arena. I will tell you that in 1996, we were able to start getting into elections of councillors, elections of members of parliament, and at the end of the day, you had a mass of over 40,000 disabled leaders, meaning that the government recognized us from the start. Let me say from the Constitutional Assembly. In the Constitutional Assembly, we had only one disabled person, and that person, rest in peace, produced 5 members of parliament. That's the places created in the Constitution. And then we created 2 disabled people at a district as leaders, 2 disabled people at a sub-county, and then at the village, and then LOC2. Meaning that there was a mass move in terms of policy. Because if you have to talk about programs affecting you, you must be in the political arena where decisions are made. And that's what the first point the disability movement entered. And because of that, our voice now began to be heard. You couldn't again ignore people with disabilities. And of course, as we moved on, in 2006, at the international level, we had the convention, the International Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities. And again, I will thank government of Uganda under the leadership of His Excellency President Museveni. The government was able to sign both the convention and the optional protocol, meaning that at the international level, again, Uganda recognized people with disabilities. Some countries, as I talk up to now, have not yet signed that convention. So whether at the local level we are here, we have now gone ahead to domesticate that law, the convention, to be able to put into the other law. So you realize that we have the Act, Specific People with Disabilities. It was revised in 2020. In that Act, we have given duty bearers to take charge of issues of disability. And the duty bearers are many, all the MDS. Because disability is not hosted in one ministry, it's a cross-cutting issue. If you go to health, there are issues of disability. If you go to Ministry of Education, they want to go to school. If you come to Ministry of Works, there are issues of accessibility. So the Act now gives a lot of duty bearers responsibilities, both state and non-state actors. So at the level of policy, I'm proud to say that Uganda is one of the best countries in terms of legislation concerning people with disabilities. We can pride in that. I know we have challenges of implementation, not yet to that level, but in terms of laws, everybody wonders how Uganda did it. But I want to thank His Excellency, the President, for having accepted to listen and afford people with disabilities space to participate in the development of this country.
Honorable, we must appreciate what you're doing as government for persons with disabilities, but oftenly we have covered in the different parts of the country, but people with disabilities it seems they are not ideally feeling what you're doing as government.
It depends on how you see, because I don't understand when you tell me they don't feel. It is a two-way. One, you must understand that the history of a disabled person, we came from a society where there were negative attitudes.
Yeah.
Right from our families. People say, this one is a disabled, the mulema, what can she do? So when they see you in society, they even imagine you can't do anything. So when you are in that society, the issues of inferiority complex come in. So if I'm a disabled person, and because I've been neglected, I tend not to bring out my ideas. So that's maybe the few people you have met and say that maybe they are not able to come out tell their issues. But society looks at us as people who are negative. And that's why now we remove the notion of not calling us a disabled people, because disabled is negative. We say people, first see me as a person, and then with a disability. Like I'm seeing you, Jethro, you are a young man, but putting on a suit. If I start with a suit, then you will see a clothes, but you will not see the human being. So if you say a disabled person, you see the disability, but you don't see my human part of my body. So we now believe that when you say a person with disability, and for us we have gone ahead to say a PWD means a person with disability or a person without disability. So we are all PWDs.
Honorable, you talked about mobilization, the political inclusion. We must appreciate, but have you done follow-ups to ensure that all the strategies, the policies, whatever you're putting on table, is really felt underground? Now that is where the issue is, because at